Ladies and gentlemen, we're back once more. Smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. All right, so let's get into it. People are getting scammed by fake job offers by text. I don't understand that. If anything, it'll be an email. But most people will answer a text message quicker than they will an email. Some people only check their email once a week, two times a week. But let's see what's going on with these fake job offers. And shout out to CNBC.
Fraud.
Here's why job scams are filling up your text messages and how to protect yourself. Emails, phone calls, and texts are scammers' top 3 contact methods. Job scams via text have seen a sharp rise in reports and financial losses. In 2020, 4,872 reports of job scams via text resulted in $2 million in losses.
What?
But by 2024, those reports surged to 20,632, with losses escalating to $61.2 million. The immediate response-driven nature and accessibility of texting has made it a preferred tool for scammers. It usually takes people around 90 minutes to open an email, but with SMS, users open the message within 90 seconds.
I plead guilty to this. It's quicker to read a text message than it is a whole ass email. Because see, some people look at emails and text messages as the same thing. No. Y'all about to learn something. Text messages, you could only send so many words. You could only fit so many words in one message versus an email. You could damn near write a whole book. The whole point of a text message is for quick messages. Nobody needs to sit there and write a whole paragraph, but some people do. It takes some of y'all 5 minutes just to send one text message. And then you turn around and take 2 hours just to send one email because you don't like writing short emails. You guys waste a lot of time doing stupid shit. Not even that important.
So I think it's easy to communicate through the text rather than the call and the emails. So that's the reason they are doing the text message for the people who are seeking the job.
Anything that is immediate, you're hardwired to respond to it. So a text has a certain amount of immediacy to it. So you see that and you go, oh, I need to either click on that link or I need to call that phone number, whatever it is that it's asking you to do. We're just sort of natural instinct is to do that, which is why it's important we resist that natural instinct.
I have noticed that email scams have been around for a very long time, and we're somewhat accustomed to being concerned when we get an unexpected email. But many of us, myself included, are using text messages to communicate all day long. And we may be working quickly. And so if you get a text message, it can be a moment where you quickly read it and respond to it.
The FTC has also warned about the rise of a particular job scam called a task scam, which is depleting people's bank accounts.
These are scams that often start with a text message about online work. And when consumers respond to this, they're told they'll be completing tasks related to things like app optimization or product boosting or something like that. And people really do actually start doing tasks, and they may see some small payouts at the beginning from this supposed job. But over time, they are asked to pay money to complete the next series of tasks.
All right. I'm about to go in. I'm about to go in. So basically it goes like this. Jobs aren't supposed to ask you for money. If something asks you for money, it's a scam. If they're trying to bring you into their world and they want your bank account information or anything, it's an automatic scam. It's somebody in the dark web, some incel trying to take all your shit. So, that being said, cut it off, report it, everything. It's most of them emails junk, spam anyway. But people are so desperate now for jobs, and people know that they're going to go ahead and do the due diligence and take the okie doke and fall for it. Next thing you know, a few days later, whatever money you had in your bank account is drained.
And so at the end of the day, consumers end up losing a lot of money to these scams. And we have seen a really concerning increase in the last 4 years. There were 0 of them in 2020, Then
Whoa.
5,000 reported in 2023.
Whoa, that's unreal. So in that little 4-year time period, just imagine what it is now. Or just imagine what it will be with the investment of AI. It's pretty scary. And see, that's the thing. People are using AI for everything now. AI is basically fake shit. ChatGPT, all that stuff. So they're going to be using all those platforms to send fake emails about fake job offers. Be prepared, folks.
And that quadrupled to about 20,000 just in the first half of 2024. So we want everyone to be aware to stay away from these unexpected text messages about jobs.
These task scams seem to offer us a low effort but high reward kind of gig. And so people go, yeah, I can do 2 jobs. I can do 3 jobs. I'll do that. That's easy.
Take a look at this. This is the average workspace now. What happened to all the construction workers and all the blue collar work? These people that do these jobs, they look down on blue collar workers. Labor, hard skilled labor jobs like nursing, PG&E utility workers, pipe fitters, plumbing. They look down on people like that. But then what they don't realize is those blue collar workers that keep the country running, and let alone your household water and heat and air conditioning, whatever, they're getting paid just as much as somebody at a desk. The only difference is they're not getting blood clots sitting in a seat. They're out there in the field moving their ass versus sitting on it. So all you need is a few 3 lattes a day while you work these little comfortable at home, work from home jobs while you get obese.
So it's playing to the nature that we have of, I can do more than what I'm doing. And so you've got the people who are employment insecure and the people who are like gig oriented, and it all comes together to create an environment where people are likely to click on these kind of links.
One thing we've seen over many, many years at the Federal Trade Commission is that the scammers follow the headlines. So whatever's going on in the world, scammers are going to try to use that to steal people's money.
Announced layoff in February, surging by 245% to the highest level since the pandemic, with the Trump administration's efforts to reduce the federal workforce playing not the only, but the biggest.
If you've been following the news, job cuts across the federal government, the nation's largest employer, continue to draw widespread attention. Despite this massive wave of cuts, the Federal Reserve says the overall labor market remains balanced.
The layoffs that are happening here are, they're certainly meaningful to the people involved, and they may be meaningful to a particular neighborhood or region or area, but at the national level, they're not significant yet.
Powell's comments on the overall labor market were reflected in the latest job reports as well. Despite the unemployment rate ticking up to 4.2% in March, the U.S. economy added a stronger than expected 228,000 jobs.
Now, see, this is the part that gets me, you guys. These charts about the monthly job creation, the job losses, the job creations, people that are getting jobs, filling the spots. My question is, they never say exactly what type of jobs these are. Are these jobs in supervisors, managers, or are these just general employees? Like, are these leadership positions? Like, what's the deal? You see how quiet that's kept? That's why you can't really trust none of this data. It's bullshit.
That's up from a revised 117,000 in February and above the Dow Jones estimate of 140,000.
So overall, the economy is still growing and the job market does remain solid. Unemployment is low, we are still adding jobs. However, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good job market for everyone.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like what I was saying.
We've seen hiring slow over the last 2.5 years since about 2022. So as a result, it is more difficult to find a job. The number of applicants per job on LinkedIn is up 70% compared to 2022, looking at 2024.
I had a full-time job as a senior software engineer. I got laid off on 2023.
I need her IG. I need to talk to her. And yes, I got a blue check mark next to my name. So I'm true without a doubt. I just want to see if I could do some business bills with Miss Sunita. She got a lovely accent.
So since then, I've been working as a freelance, but the job market
Freelance? Did she say freelancer? Is it the type of freelancer we think it is, or is it really business?
is really very bad. It's really very tough to get the job.
Dalgota isn't alone in that sentiment. Workers' confidence in finding or keeping a job is at its lowest point on record.
Yeah, and that's another one. A lot of you job seekers are grasshoppers. What do I mean by that? You guys don't keep one job for a while. You guys bounce around different jobs every 6 months. I mean, that's a sign of mental illness. You can't be still. So, I mean, staying at a job 30, 40 years is gone because a lot of people are doing freelance work on the side.
Surpassing even the levels seen in spring of 2020.
Now that the labor market is more competitive, people may be willing to take jobs that they weren't necessarily willing to take before. As a result, there may be some advertisements that they receive that they would have previously ignored that they're willing to click on.
And a lot of that happens in the job market too, because you have to remember, people are going after a certain salary. So if the job, their dream job, they really want it, if they can't find the organization that pays what they demand, they will take a job that they weren't really looking into just to fill that void of the pay. So it's either take it or leave it type market. I mean, I guess it's not too terrible. You might even be better at that job than whatever you was looking for in the first place. It's not all bad.
Folks who are looking to commit scams know this, and they may be taking advantage of that.
You goddamn computer nerds always play a part in something. I love y'all and I hate y'all at the same time. I mean, you really have to keep up with what's going on. And these the tech bros are really keeping up. Incels love the dark web though.
As a result,
Many people are always interested in finding a job or finding a side gig for extra income. And so scammers are using that desire to try to steal people's money and personal information.
And people that work, let's put it back. These type of people that do this shit, they sitting in vans around the corner from your house. But I bet you they know where the bomb ass Chinese spots are for Chinese food. They be eating that good Chinese food.
Government agencies like the FBI and FTC are issuing consumer alerts on how to protect yourself.
The FTC wants people to know that text-based job scams are a huge problem. People are losing money, and you should protect yourself by never interacting with an unexpected text message about a job. Real employers will never contact you that way.
If you get an unsolicited text or an unsolicited email or phone call, ignore it. Just delete it. And the wonderful thing now that we see with our smartphones is all of the telecom carriers give you the option to report that as some kind of spam or malware or something. So you should.
But see, the problem with that is it doesn't always work because I've sent several things to report junk, even from fake UPS deliveries. Yeah, it's crazy.
Not only delete it, but also report it, because that helps both the telecom companies and the operators of your smartphone to understand what's happening, and they can then help block that.
If someone does think they've been the victim of a text-based job scam, they should consider doing a couple of things. One is report it to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov.
So basically, if you never heard their voice prior to getting these bullshit text messages, don't even bother. That's all I gotta say to this. I hope you guys learned something. This is Kai Neville, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.